Hey guys, Steven here again and welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how to carve a Moravian Star. Be sure to watch all the way through since I'll be demonstrating some basic carving techniques. For this project I'll be using my 1.5 inch flex cut detail knife. First I need to strop my knife on a leather strop to get it razor sharp. Stropping keeps them in tip-top shape. What I do is add some fresh polishing compound to the leather, find the bevel of the knife, and strop it about 10 to 20 times on each side. Then do the paper slice test for sharpness. I'm using a perfect basswood cube for this project, 1¼ inches by 1¼ inches all around. I highly recommend using basswood for carvings like this, since it's a much easier wood to carve. Using my pencil and a small square, I'll mark an X on each side to find the center of each side. Then I'll come back and draw a cross on each side. These lines will define the boundaries for my carving and where my stop cuts and push cuts need to go. Make sure that your center lines match up all around the cube. The Moravian Star will make a great Christmas tree ornament when I'm done, but it's also the perfect beginner project. This project will teach you two important carving cuts, the stop cut and the push cut. As you follow what I'm doing here, you'll notice that I first create a stop cut straight down into the block following the pencil mark. Then I'll make angled push cuts down to my stop cut. Notice that I use my left thumb as leverage to push the blade into the wood. I do this for the initial stop cut and for the angled cuts I make up to the stop cut. Obviously, we call it a stop cut, so the blade will stop where we want it to in the wood. The main goal for this project is learning the stop and push cut. You'll also learn how to work with the grain. Generally, you want to carve with the grain or downhill into the grain. If the knife is moving uphill into the grain, it will likely wedge and end up splitting the wood. If you feel like your knife is not working correctly with the grain or it's beginning to drift outside your pencil marks, then stop and try to cut back from the other direction. With this Moravian Star project, you will be carving into the grain from different angles or directions, so you should get a good feel for what I'm talking about. The keys to good carving are having a sharp knife and making controlled cuts. When I say controlled cuts, I'm talking about precise cuts that do what you intend for them to do. A controlled cut is also a safe cut, generally. You know where your blade is going and how the wood will behave. Well, at least most of the time. It takes lots of practice, and practice will build your confidence. You may also spot me making a few controlled paring cuts to do some fine tuning. For the Star project, I try to keep these cuts very light. I'll continue my pattern of push and stop cuts until I'm left with a big V-shaped notch. I'll only cut the notches out to the diagonal pencil marks. I'll do this all around the block until I'm left with a complete star. Here you can see that I've finished 4 of these V notches. I just need to make 8 more notches and the star will be done. After I make all my finished cuts, I'm left with a Moravian Star. You can continue to fine-tune the facets of the star with light push cuts or light paring cuts. The goal is to plane each facet of the star as flat as possible, but don't worry about getting it perfect. I don't think it's necessary to sand it, but you can if you like. There are several ways to finish the star, but I would like to paint mine so it will make a nice Christmas ornament. Here you can see me using a wood burner to highlight a larger star I created earlier. Here's what it looks like once I've completed burning all the outside and inside edges. Next, I can paint up to the burn lines. For the smaller star, I'm just going to paint the different facets using red, green, white, and gold acrylic paints. I like to use a fine paintbrush, and then I'll use a hair dryer to dry the sections I complete. And then finally, I'll sand down one of the tips of the points of the star, and then I'll add a small eyelet so that way I can hang it on my Christmas tree. Hey, thanks for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a like. I hope the Moravian Star project was helpful and it will help you with your carving journey. Have a wonderful and joyous Christmas, and we'll see you in the next video.